Hey everybody, it is Radley here with your energetic weather report for September 10th through the 16th. So now this week we are working with Angels and Auras Oracle cards, my deck that I created with my spiritual BFF, Dougal Fraser. All right, so let's start to talk about the cards for this week. But before we do that, actually, we are going to be pulling our cards for your personal Archangel of the Week. Remember, as always, this is an intuitive exercise. You don't have to be able to see the cards to intuit which of these four cards is the one that is perfect for you. So are you feeling called this week to card number 1, card number 2, card number 3, or card number 4? Okay, so you can sort of like let that process. All right, so for our reading for September 10th through the 16th, we have 3 cards. These cards are not meant to be read individually or having relationship to specific days of the week, but rather they are meant to be read as a whole. So the reading this week is a little bit more challenging or troublesome than normal because we have 2 cards that are inverted or upside down with shadow meanings that really, very interestingly, are very much in sync with one another, indicating that this is a significant problem for people this particular week while they try to work through those challenging cards. So the first card we have is the Michael card, Archangel Michael card. It's card number 6. Inverted, that card talks about being fearful or disappointed, guarded, or self-doubting. Fearful, disappointed, guarded, or self-doubting. Let's just go ahead and pull the second card, and that is the card that's called the Power of Prayer, but it is also inverted. And that card talks about resistance, again, doubt, denial, and attachment. Attachment being attachment to our fears and our concerns. So these 2 cards together are basically telling a story where we are really deeply in our ego. We're really in a space of feeling worried and concerned about something in particular that is happening this week. We feel either like we are personally not good enough in order to be able to handle what's going on, or maybe we are just in a doubt that it's going to be okay. But we are in this space where we're not particularly attached to the divine. Here we have this card called the Power of Prayer, but we're in resistance and doubt and denial about it. So basically sort of indicating that we don't even think prayer is going to help us. We find ourselves in the space of, ugh, that's icky energy. Now, the third card is called Reality Check, and it has a beautiful unicorn and a big white butterfly on it. And it talks about assessment, exploration, honesty, and determination. So I feel like this Reality Check card is the antidote, the solution to these first 2 cards, because here we have assessment. So right off the bat, I'm thinking about the need to really assess the true nature of fear and concern regarding our doubts. What is the reality of those doubts, and have we sort of like blown them up in our head and made them not what we thought? The second word on the Reality Check card is exploration. So it's almost like exploring for a solution rather than being at a place of just a resignation that things are not going to work out. But this card is asking us to be an exploration for how things might be okay. Next, we have honesty. Honesty is the best policy. So being honest with ourselves and with others about whatever this challenge is and how we might work our way through it. But also, the last word on this card is determination. Determination, being determined that it's going to be okay, being determined that we can work our way through the resistance and the doubt and the denial and the disappointment and the fearfulness, that we can work our way through that by being absolutely determined that we will not be defeated. So it's definitely a card that's talking about the law of attraction of this entire reading. How are we going to stay in a space where we can overcome our fears and our concerns and still come out on top? But Reality Check says can be done, but it does require your focus and attention. Helping us with that from card number 1 is Archangel Jophiel, the beauty of God. Now, Jophiel is this archangel that always I think of as being the archangel of faith. That's why she's on the star card, because the star card is also a card of faith. And so if we are finding ourselves in a place in a lack of faith, Jophiel can really be of assistance with us. Next up, we have the strength card with Archangel Ariel. And so Ariel is a card that does help us to have courage and strength. So if we need those things in order to stay in our determination, in order to be able to get to the place we want to get with in this particular week's challenges, she's the one. Next up, we have Justice with Archangel Raguel. Raguel's name means the friend of God. And so as such, reaching out to friends who can help us, reaching out to friends who can help to provide harmony in this situation of discord, that can help us to find a way through the problems that we're experiencing. And finally, we have Metatron. And Metatron is the leap of faith card. It's talking about taking a leap of faith. Metatron helps us with grounding, helps us with focus, but in particular is an archangel that is meant to, or said to, help very sensitive people to get through their challenges. So that's the energetic weather report for this week. Don't be discouraged just because there's some challenging cards here. Instead, get busy, 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 and really act on that reality check and become determined that everything's going to be okay. By the way, if you're liking what you're seeing or hearing when it comes to Angels and Auras Oracle cards, it is available for pre-order right now. Dougal and I have a bunch of free special gifts to give those of you that do pre-order before it drops on October 31st. You can find out all about that by going to aaoracle.com. Again, that's AA as in Angels and Auras, aaoracle.com. So there you have it. I will talk to you guys again next week.